me change my, why will it not keep my defaults? Okay, YouTube's pissing me off this morning. Anyway, good morning to everybody. I hope everyone's doing well. This is kind of a pop-up live for me. One of my off and on times to do this. And today something came on my radar, and I actually want to thank my lovely wife, Sassy, for actually bringing it up. She has now gone down not only the prepper rabbit hole, but the global economy and supply chain. Hey, Cat Attack, what's going on? Hey, James, good morning, good morning. And there are a couple of topics that really caught her interest, and she brought them up to me, and so we went on a trip. So long story short, she went down some TikTok rabbit hole and realized that tomato, olive oil, and a couple other staples are going to be in very tight supply over the next 6 months. And that salmon has ringworms in it, which was okay anyway. So I said, really? And she said, yes, Costco and Walmart are actually changing their availability. Hey, Little Lone. Hey, Loretta. Good morning. Hey, Jean. Changing their product mix actively. Like they're discontinuing some of their favorite staples. And I was like, well, I got half an hour. I got an hour free. Let's go to, yeah, Gene, that's one of the things I'm going to talk about. Hey, JRC. So we went to Costco, and sure enough, a lot of the organic stuff. Okay, so for those of you who didn't know, if you shop at Costco, you know, you have stickers or signs over each product saying, you know, whatever it is, widget $12.99. If it has an asterisk in the upper right corner, that is going to get discontinued. Green is organic. I didn't know this. I asked one of the people. Green is organic stuff. White labels are standard products. And then if it has an asterisk, they're going to discontinue that particular brand or style. And so we went down the Costco rabbit hole, and we went up and down, up and down. So what we found out is Costco has announced they're going to be discontinuing a lot of their, or they're going to have very limited availability of a lot of their olive oil and olive oil-based products, as well as tomato-based products. Now, here in the States, with a very heavy Italian and Mediterranean Spanish influence we have, olive oil and tomatoes are very much a staple for a lot of us. And I'm sure it's not necessarily just the culture. I mean, olive oil and tomatoes are a staple all over the world. So we went down the rabbit hole. What the hell's going on? So as far as the olive oils, the Mediterranean went through a drought that we were not very well appraised of here in the US, Canada, and in northern parts of Europe. Spain, Italy, France, all those, and even the Middle East, like North Africa, all those traditional olive oil, olive planting regions had a really bad crop this year. As a result, they had a reduction. I'm hearing numbers up to 25% less crop. Some said 40, so, you know, take it with a grain of salt. Anyway, Costco was told by some of their organic suppliers, we cannot provide you the product at the cost you want. You know, Costco has like a cost matrix, and they say, you know, this is the cost we want to be able to sell. That's what they're known for. And they said, we can't provide you. So Costco basically said, we're going to discontinue certain types of olive oil products because we can't get it at the cost we want. Now, some of the bigger commercial providers, you know, the big commercial companies are still providing it, but at a higher cost. So this is specifically affecting the Kirklands, the Walmart, H-E-B, all the generic brands. And again, Costco and Sam's were known for having really good generic versions of those foods. So olive oil, so that's what the managers there were telling us, and that's what we're hearing on the internet. Olive oil products for the next 3 to 6 months are going to be in short supply. It's going to be hard finding it, or you're going to pay more. So note, if you use olive oil, you're going to see a shift in pricing, especially the organic stuff. Now, I've mentioned before, if you can't afford what you have, you either find a better price, find another supplier, or find a alternative. So better suppliers, you can go to Walmart and or even Costco, but you're going to have to get more generic stuff. And again, there's no guarantee you're going to get those good prices for that. Hey, Gene. Hey, I saw a few other people sneak. Hey, Neil. Good morning. And there were a few other people. Hey, Cal was here. Good morning. And Pilgrim and anyone I missed, I apologize. In any case, be mindful of that, because that's going to be reduced in availability. Now, that's not the end of the world for us, right? Because we're a preparedness community. So what you want to do, start looking at the larger purchases. If you can buy the gallon of olive oil, you're going to save money. Whether now, organic, not organic, you may pay more per ounce, but the bigger purchase will save you money. Now, if you're not sure, or you buy like a pallet or, a crate, depending on how it comes. Now, if that sounds like too much for you personally, that's fine. Talk to your friends and family and say, hey, look, olive oil is going to get expensive in the next 6 months. You and I like to cook with it. Do you want to go to Sam's or Costco and order a packet or whatever, larger quantity, and we'll split it? And now both of you get the benefit of a lower cost per ounce, and you're not hurting as much. Now, an alternative to olive oil, which is what I've been using, is avocado oil. I'm trying to get rid of all the seed oils unless they have a very specific need. Seeds and nuts have a great place in a diet in their spot. But the seed oils, we all know, are not as good as everyone's used to say they were, right? Avocado oil, I think, is phenomenal. So I went down that rabbit hole as an alternative to olive oil. Now, avocado oil has a very neutral flavor. It doesn't have that rich, that yummy taste you get. You saute a little garlic and olive oil, and the whole house smells like pasta and Italian food, and it's just great. Avocado oil has a much more subtle taste and smell. But from what I've heard, and I even asked my doctor when I went for my last physical, like, hey, avocado oil, and he's like, it's great. He said the benefits are almost identical to using olive oil. Like, you get 98% of the benefits, all the, what do they call it, polyphenols, and the antioxidants, all that stuff. He said is phenomenal. It helps lower cholesterol. I'm like, really? He said, yes. And the smoke point is 500 Fahrenheit. Olive oil is 290 Fahrenheit. So if you're using cast iron grills and you're trying to sear a steak and you lose olive oil, it smells real good for a while, and then it becomes a big cloud in your kitchen. I've done that. I've been cooking with oil for months now, and I can sear the heck out of iron, and it gets really good taste. Peanut oil has a lot of benefit, a Pilgrim. They say use in moderation. Where they see a lot of problems is like canola and those weird vegetable oils. Yeah, they have some weirdness to them. Peanut oil also has a very high smoke point, but they say you don't get as many antioxidants from one as the other. Now, unfortunately, avocado oil is a bit pricier, so you get a trade-off. So I only use it mainly for sauteing. If I'm gonna use it as part of a recipe, I'll use the olive oil because it'll be mixed in anyway. So hey, Planted, what's going on? I like whichever's best for fat gains. Right, it depends what your goals are. If your diet, you're trying to gain weight or you're trying to get mass, you may need something different. I do sear a lot of meats on the skillets, on the cast iron, and they get very hot because I'll put it on medium low and I'll walk away from the skillet and I'll do something else for 10 minutes. I come back, that thing's sizzling hot, and you need that higher temp. Hey, Turbo Times, welcome. So peanuts made me poop. Well, there's certain things. You drink enough coffee or eat a bunch of nuts, you will go to the bathroom. Anyway, I prefer avocado oil. I don't use tons of oil, so I work toward having fewer types. Yeah, GG's, I love avocado oil. I wish I knew how to make it myself, but I think for the effort, it's easier for me to just buy it. And it has a really good shelf life. From what I'm hearing, it's a couple of years, so that's good. It doesn't turn rancid as quickly. So again, there's your alternative to olive oil. For those of you who rolled in a little late, olive oil and olive-based products are going to be more expensive because they had a very bad crop in Europe. And we're just now finding out in the States that there's going to be anywhere, depending on what you read, 20 to 40% less product, which means your price is going to go up, and there will be less availability. So factor that in to your purchases going forward. Now, item number 2 I talked about was the tomatoes. So California, because they're struggling to manage water, have restricted water to their tomato crops. So California did not have a good crop. And they're getting higher costs because of the water restrictions. Europe, the other part of the tomato growing community, had the same problem as the as the olive oil. So there's less tomato product out there. And again, Costco, because it could not get the tomato sauces and bases at the cost that they want for their business model, are going to discontinue a lot of their brands. So I went to Costco, and if you don't know, for those of you who rolled in late, if you go to Costco and you see an asterisk in the upper right corner of the price label, that means they're going to discontinue that particular product in the next 6 months or sooner. So like the Kirkland's marinara sauce, which is great. And if you read the ingredients, it has no artificial stuff. It was really good for the price. It's gone. It is not there anymore. You have to get ragu or Rayo's or something else. The Kirkland's brand, and this hurt a lot of families because you pay your membership, whatever it is, $60 a year, but you save so much buying these bulk products with a good quality, and now they're going away. So it's going to hurt a lot of people. Hey, Billy, so plan accordingly. OJ to go up in price due to the cold. Oh, good point. Yes, I heard about that, Loretta. I didn't dig up any of those details for this live stream, but that's a good point. Sun-dried cherry bomb tomatoes. Oh, yeah. Now, that tomatoes you can get around because many of us know how to grow tomatoes. I should be doing it, but I'm not. I have a little hydroponic systems I could set up, and I can start growing my own tomatoes at home for recipes. Tomatoes, if you give them a sheltered place, you can grow in the house. So if you have the amenities and you have the time and the understanding, grow your own tomatoes. That's a great option. It's a great alternative. Option 2 is to get the canned goods, which have a very long shelf life, right? They're expecting these droughts and these shortfalls to only last, we're going to struggle for the year, right? Because you figure you plant your crops, you didn't get a good crop, then you have to wait a while, and then you replant, and then you start all over again. So the supply chain has this ripple where you've lost product. So until that ripple works its way through the supply chain, fill the gap with other stuff. Again, like olive oil, we can use avocado oil. You could use peanut oil for some of these other recipes. There are other things you can use in lieu of tomato. I've seen some people, you can't really use eggplant for a sauce. That would be pretty awful, but you can use it as a vegetable substitute. Instead of like sliced tomato, you can throw sliced eggplant, sliced zucchini, almost like a ratatouille type dish. And yeah, that's actually a dish. I thought it was a cartoon. Ta-da. I went down the rabbit hole, learned a new recipe. Kind of use it like ratatouille, where you slice different spring and summer vegetables into your recipes, and you give it a different flavor, and again, this isn't frozen whole tomatoes, wonderful, and they have a great shelf life as long as you keep them properly sealed. Folks, this is not a panic thing. This is hey, there's a disruption. Everybody course correct, right? And in reality, ladies and gentlemen, the preparedness community, from what we've been seeing, and we talked about it on the Four Horsemen one night after the show, drink more about your body, put on for... That's a great, thank you for sharing that, Matthew 6:25. That's a great statement. There's always an alternative, and that's, I guess, a lot of what Matthew is speaking in that scripture. There's always a good alternative, course correct. But I wanted to share stuff that I'm using that works great for me. And again, the avocado oil, I'm a big fan. A little bit more expensive. I don't use as much of it because, again, I'm using it for sauteing or in cast iron applications. But it's good stuff. Well, it was written by Matthew. I know that. It's lit. But he was quoting Jesus. In any case, folks, find the alternatives. And hey, Tiger, there's always something else we can use. I'm just sharing what I use, and it works really well for me. So again, regardless whether you go to avocado oil or you switch to a different organic olive oil, your cost is going to go up a bit. So you want to factor that in. Maybe be a little more sparing on what you use in your recipes. No, that's fine. I can't see. It's little toilet. I don't have my glasses, so everything's blurry in the chat right now. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your tag name. And his toilet. Okay. She literally put the toilet in. That's good. I needed a laugh. For the record, it is Valentine's Day. I already made my wife breakfast in bed, and I have her little goodies, so I got to get home and bring those to her. She wanted movies at home. She said, I cannot people today, and I'm fine with that. So I guess Moscato it is at the house for her. The Ace Hardwares, the PetSmarts, and the Petcos are all doing dog and puppy adoptions right now. There are a slew of beautiful little dogs here in West Texas, but I hear they're doing it all over the country. If you have time and room and the money and the patience to properly have a new pet, there are a lot of beautiful animals that need a home. If I had a couple of acres, I would have taken one home today. I saw a beautiful cattle dog puppy, which would fit personality-wise with the corgis. But I don't have that big a yard, and it wouldn't be fair for me to put that puppy in a smaller yard with the other 4 idiots and have a commotion that way. Although I'm sure the puppy'd be quite happy. But if you can, adopt. If you can't, you could donate. A lot of the shelters out here in Texas, I'm sure everyone will accept pet food as a donation. So you can, they have different agreements. The one out here is a country rescue. So they basically said anything works. So every now and then I'll bring like a 50-pound bag of dog food and I'll just drop it off. It makes a big difference to the rescues. It means they can feed more dogs longer, so they don't have to have them put down or they don't have to give them up or whatnot. So Billy, they have what looks like a German Shepherd Golden mix here. It's a puppy too. It's a big puppy. He's got these big old paws. So he's going to be a big girl or boy. I don't know. I couldn't tell what it was. He was jumping all over the place. There were a lot of pets that they would very much need a home. So if you can find place in your heart and your home and the time, you know, it takes commitment. They're adopting out dogs and pets all over Texas, and I hear they're trying to do it all over the country. So check your local Ace Hardwares, PetSmarts, Petcos. They're supposed to have the animals out there. You can find one at home, you save a life, right? Anyway, folks, that's it for that. So remember, olive oil and tomatoes are going to be a little bit sparse, higher cost point. Prep accordingly or grow your own, especially tomatoes in the US and Canada. Tomatoes grow pretty well out here, and find your alternatives. And if you want to add in the comments below the video any ideas you have for alternatives, again, for olive oil, I recommended avocado oil. Pilgrim recommended peanut oil. You have any other thoughts or ideas, throw them out there. Let's share instead of panic. We know there's a shortcoming. We know why. It's nature. The climate in the area at the time did not produce a good crop. Course correct. We know it's coming. We just adjust, and now we'll be ready for it. So we have what we need for our family and friends as the shortages hit, and then we just work our way through. It's the way we've always done it. You guys, girls, be good, be safe, plan your trips, and yeah, if you find time, adopt a critter if you can, and save a little bit of money. And GGs, I know some of you folks in there are gardeners. If you want to throw comments or if you want to tag me on any videos you've had specifically around tomatoes or even olives, if you can grow olives, that's kind of a unique grow. Share them with me, tag me, and I'll try and share them out so people can get more awareness and maybe they can start planting their own. We used to do victory gardens during World War II, so there's no reason we can't do something like that today, even if it's your little error garden in your living room, right? Every little bit makes a difference. You guys take care of yourselves out there and be safe.